bim, guess what? We're live. And it is, well, 8:10, a little bit later than normal. But things are looking up, because it's a time for What a Week That Was, where we look at the week's news. This week we're going to talk a lot about Israel, obviously. We're also going to talk about the Labour Party conference. We're going to talk about Biden. We're going to talk about prisons being full, Bernie Ecclestone, Captain John Moore's family, but various other bits and pieces as well. So yeah, just bear with us. Hiya Daniel, hope you're good. I'm not entirely happy with the flicker I seem to have acquired somewhere along the way, and I'm not exactly sure where that's come from. So let's get rid of it, shall we? If we can. No, we can't. Oh, oh, it's Star Trek. Ah, oh. Just go pale. I don't like my lips being that colour, but what can you do? I don't know if that's better or worse, I'll be honest with you. Oh, I've just looked directly into the light. Don't look into the light. Don't look into the light. Whatever you do, don't look into the light. Right then, so yeah, we're going to do What a Week That Was. So I've just gone through what we're going to be talking about. Obviously, the news is dominated by what's been going on in Israel. And on Sunday, we were told that the death toll had risen to over 700 in Israel itself, hundreds dead in the Gaza Strip as well. And it's just horrendous. It's been going on for centuries, millennia even, and I don't actually see any end to this. They just have a fight, and then they're back kind of peaceful, and then they have another fight, and it's just been going on and on and on, and it's kicked off again massively. People are going to lose their lives. People have lost their lives for basically, as far as I can make out, no reason whatsoever. It's just awful, and everyone's supporting the Israelis, and I'm like, well, they're not exactly angels, are they? But anyway, we'll see. So hi to Angela as well, welcome, and Daniel and T, and everyone else who's in. Don't forget to join in the chat. Join in the chat. So your death toll's risen. There's now a blockade. There's no water, electric or food allowed into the Gaza Strip, which I think is possibly a war crime. Don't know. Siege mentality. Talking of which, Labour conference, Starmer says what does Starmer say? I can't read my own writing. Starmer says something about please will give NHS staff overtime. Oh, he's going to reduce the queues. That's what he's going to do, and he's going to yeah, it's going to be fantastic. Yeah, this is a good start, isn't it? One of the worst starts I've ever done on these things, but never mind. Meanwhile, a 6.3 earthquake in Afghanistan. Many dead, but we don't know how many because, well, no one really cares, because all they care about is what's going on in Israel, and unfortunately, that's the way the news is going to go. We are going to be looking at Israel quite a lot, and yeah, could be interesting, my opinions on it, but we will see. You never know. Anyway, it brings us to Monday. Netanyahu says that this is just the beginning. He's going to close the Gaza Strip, bombing it, and the death toll in Gaza is now over 700 and 900 dead in Israel. Absolute nightmare for everyone involved. Yeah, you just can't imagine, can you, living somewhere where that's you know, happening. Just massive explosions everywhere. Many EU countries, including the UK, supporting Israel. I have difficulties with this. I do. I really do. But again, what can you do? There's protests in London supporting Palestine, which was a little bit shocking for people. And around the world, lots of buildings, including the Brandenburg Gate, were lit up with the Israeli flag, which again just seems a little bit bizarre. But there was politics going on. A Shadow Chancellor now to Truss, what? No, part to Truss. She's going to speed up big building and she's going to do an inquiry into HS2 if they ever get into power. One hopes they don't, however. I look awful. I mean, I look awful anyway, but I mean, I look particularly awful today. I don't understand what is going on. Right, we don't want that. We don't want that. Why do I look so nasty today? It's a bit better, isn't it? Probably as good as it's going to get. What I did was I made the fatal mistake of playing with the settings the other day, and it's completely messed everything up now. So there you go. Anyway, brings us to Monday. Now Monday was no, it wasn't. Brings us to Tuesday. We've already done Monday. Oh dear me, I am not with it today. I must admit I'm rather tired. Though I do apologise. This is not one of my best efforts ever. But anyway, you're pretty grey looking. I am. I don't want her up there. There we go. There we go. Put Biden up because he's everyone's hero. I don't understand why it looks so naff. I really don't. Alan. Yeah, this is going horribly wrong, and I don't actually understand why it's going wrong. There's something not right with this, and I don't know what it is. Slightly worrying. Oh, she's just gone outside. Anyway, just bear with me looking awful and I'll sort it out for next week. Still look better than Biden. It's not saying a lot. Anyway, Biden describes the killings by Hamas as an act of sheer evil. The death toll keeps rising. Like I say, it's just horrendous, but it's something that just keeps going on and on and on. I don't know how you're ever going to solve the problem. I don't think no one ever will. It's been going on for thousands of years, so I just can't see how it's going to improve anytime soon. Apparently I'm online, who knew? This is really not going well tonight. I think it's because every time I look at myself I look blinking awful. Mind you, I'm not covered in glitter. The Starmer promises a decade of national renewal. He was covered in glitter, but he still remained incredibly dull. He's going to spend he's going to build 1.5 million new homes in a few years, and he's going to possibly bring back the new towns. He's also said that he's going to get rid of the green belts, or let people build on the green belts, which means we've only just got a little bit of the countryside left. But no, we're going to build on it if Labour get in, because Labour's so good. I wouldn't vote Labour if they were the only party, I tell you. Holly and Philip have both now left this morning. Holly quit after last week's terrifying kidnap plan was foiled, and she's now said she's stepping down from this morning, from last week's morning. So not actually from this morning's morning, but from this morning, last week's morning, when the day before the kidnap plan was in action. He talks rubbish. I do. I am talking absolute rubbish today. I don't know what is up with me, but what can you do? We're on Wednesday. So a great Israel continues to build up troops on the border of the Gaza Strip, along with heavy bombing. Netanyahu reveals a photo of dead babies, which I'm not going to show you, and says Hamas will be crushed. Meanwhile, the USA Secretary of State arrives in Israel as well. Keir Starmer, he's so good. Keir Starmer says he is a yinsey about housing. So basically what he's saying is he wants houses built in his backyard, because I'll be honest with you, well, yeah, I kind of get NIMBYism is a bit annoying, and people want to build stuff and then NIMBYs are going, no, you can't build it there. But to be a yimsy, that's just stupid. Meanwhile, the dust, which was brought back from an asteroid, what could possibly go wrong, has been analysed. A lot of it has been put into storage as well, because there was a lot more than they were expecting. So they're putting some in storage, and that will be used or looked at over the next few hundred years by different scientists as technology gets better, in order to actually figure out what was going on that asteroid that they crashed into. That Labour guy, that twit. Okay, build a cube then. Yes. I love the delay we get with these things. They're brilliant. What's this? Oh yeah, this is Israel again. Israel continues heavy bombing of Gaza Strip. Oh no, we've done that one. Have we? Yeah. Oh no, we haven't. Yeah, it's on about the babies again. I've written it twice for some reason. So anyway, never mind. Where are we? There he is. That's the Secretary of State of America in Israel, supporting Netanyahu, who I can't stand the guy. Most people around the world are very nice people, regardless of religion, race, sexuality, whatever. It just seems that the people who end up in charge are the people who cause the problems. It's not the general public, it's the idiots in charge who cause all the issues. Meanwhile, prisons in the UK are full, so sentencing for some very serious crimes are going to be delayed. Bernie Ecclestone, he who used to do Formula 1, has said that he's not going to go to jail because he's going to pay a £600 million to the government for misleading them. £600 million. You just see, hey, I have a cheque for £600 million. He is 90 odd, 92, but he's not going to jail for fraud, where he thought he could have been going to jail for fraud, which would basically be a life sentence. The family of Captain John Moore, the late great Sir Captain John Moore, admits appears that there's money that has gone astray. It's kind of worrying that they seem to be people who were in it for themselves. And I said this at the time because I was doing daily vlogs at the time of Tom Moore doing his walks and everything, and I said, it's the family who were pushing him to do this. He just wants a quiet life and make a couple of £100. He ended up meeting the Queen, he ended up getting knighted, which is great, all that kind of thing, in literally the last years of his life. But the family never liked the family, and they were interviewed, and they just come across as, well, scummy, really. I just didn't understand their mentality for the stuff they've done since, or even why they did it in the first place. It's just not nice. It's not nice at all. Meanwhile, the tree has been chopped up. The gap tree has been chopped up, and the wood is going to be used in well, for something in the future. Tom, I said Tom, not John. But no, I don't quite understand why someone would chop that tree down. Anyway, it's been chopped up so it can be taken off site, and they will make something out of the wood from it, which is kind of nice, I suppose. Brings us nicely to Friday. I can't wait for this bit to get over, I'll be honest with you. I'm not enjoying myself at the moment. This is going horribly wrong. Israel, the nice people, have set out a 2-hour warning to residents of certain areas to evacuate before the bombing starts, which it did, but loads of people being killed. It's horrendous. I thought it's ethnic cleansing. Israel isn't innocent too. There's been a massive increase of anti-Semitic incidents. Freddie Flintoff, him in the picture, agrees a £9 million settlement following the crash that left him with very serious injuries, and almost what looked like life-changing injuries as well. 9 million is not to be sneezed at. Meanwhile, where's that come from? Oh yeah, 24 fixed penalty fines for the party have been given out. It was in December 2020 when we weren't allowed to do anything, and all these idiots were prancing around, basically laughing at everyone else whilst they were doing it. Just scum, really. And NASA launches another. I don't like NASA, I'm sorry, but they're launching another probe to go and land on another asteroid. I mean, it doesn't take much to knock these things off course. We've crashed into one and now it's behaving weirdly. We've gone into another asteroid and some further into it than they expected, and they brought the dust back to the planet. What could possibly go wrong? And now they're sending one to a metal asteroid. It's going to take a few years to get there, but yeah, what could possibly go wrong? It's yeah, it's just scary. Scary Mary. I don't even know what that means. So it's Saturday, that's today, that is, you know it's today. You know it's today because it's the day that I do this on normally. Although I nearly put it off till last night because I didn't feel too good earlier, but I seem to have picked up a bit. Netanyahu has said that the next stage of the conflict is going, and asked the troops if they are ready. Basically, going to invade the Gaza Strip, and, well, God knows what they're going to do. It's just horrendous. Meanwhile, in the UK, there were, and around the world to be fair, a lot of Palestine supporting demonstrations, and that's the problem you've got, isn't it? You've got two factions who are massive and all over the world, and these kind of things are the things that can start off quite lightly and escalate very quickly into something that we really don't want, which is an international conflict. I mean, we've already got one going on in Russia and Ukraine. We've already got the possibility of one going on with China and Taiwan. You've got this, which is kind of on and off all the time in Israel and the Gaza Strip, and then you've also got obviously the coups and everything going on in Africa. So there's a lot going on at the moment where things are going very wrong around the world, and again you wonder, is there someone pulling the strings behind the scenes to make it all happen. Got no proof there is, got no proof there isn't, but you never know, do you? Anyway, that was it for that bit. So we'll now go to what's going on in America. Let's have a look at America. What is going on in America? And the first thing we're going to see is the death toll from the earthquakes that shook Afghanistan rises to over 2,000. The earthquake I mentioned earlier, yeah, awful scenes in Afghanistan. And why is that looking like that? What is wrong? Has someone been messing around on my computer and messing everything up? Because it just looks weird this week. Everything's just bonkers. Oh well, let's just keep going, shall we? No, we're not doing the guns, Alan. We've dropped that now because it was unfair on the Americans to point out that they don't know how to control gun crime in America, which technically is true. Anyway, death toll from earthquakes that shook Afghanistan rises to over 2,000. The death toll from strong earthquakes that shook Western Afghanistan has risen to over 2,000, a Taliban government spokesman said. It's one of the deadliest earthquakes to strike the country in 2 decades. It was, like I say, it was a powerful 6.3 earthquake, followed by strong aftershocks. And obviously, the buildings in Afghanistan, most of the buildings are not built out of concrete; they're just built out of stones and mud. Walmart to ditch degree requirements for hundreds of corporate jobs to help eliminate unnecessary barriers. So they're basically simplifying the everything for the sake of simplifying things for things. No, it's normal levels, volume. I am at I know, just trying to get you going. Ah, here we go. Yeah, winding me up already. He's winding me up already. Oh, there we go. Demonstrations clash at pro-Palestinian rallies across the US because of obviously the strikes by Hamas, which we talked about last week, and the aftershocks that are going on at the moment in Israel and Afghanistan. Why have I got Afghanistan on the brain? I have no idea. Oil prices jumped more than $3 per barrel in wake of Hamas attack. Yeah, petrol is going to go up again. It's like any excuse to put petrol up. Oh, someone's had a bit of an argument somewhere. Oh no, look, there's a cat that's fallen out of a tree. Oh no, let's just put the price of petrol up, shall we? New York City man leaps into North Pool at the 9/11 memorial. He survives, but then is arrested. A 33-year-old Manhattan man jumped into the North Pool at the 9/11 Memorial and Museum and survived the leap with just a leg injury, but was awaiting criminal charges according to police. Cops responded to the World Trade Center site in Lower Manhattan about 1:30 p.m. after a Port Authority employee spotted a man making the leap into one of the 2 reflection pools at the memorial. I'm here in Cornwall, born and bred, from the madness of the world. Yes. Oh, hi JT, I didn't see you sneak in, and Rachel as well, hope you're good. Oh, done that one. No, it's going horribly wrong already. Hang on a minute, what is going on here? What is going on here? I'm going backwards here. My 12-year-old was put into a coma after vaping. I was terrified. A 12-year-old was put into an induced coma after vaping, causing damage to her lungs. Mary Griffin from Belfast, Ireland, shared that her daughter Sarah had a cough and didn't feel well before bed on a recent Sunday night, but the family weren't initially alarmed as they thought they were symptoms were caused by Sarah's asthma. But yeah, she'd been vaping. I mean, vaping when you've got asthma is bad, but just vaping full stop is bad. So yeah, I don't like vaping. I banned it from the shop years ago. Hamas kills 40 babies and children, beheading some of them at Israeli kibbutz, so reports say. Again, I always take a lot of pinch of salt with what people say about stuff, because nowadays anything can be fabricated. I'm not saying that it hasn't happened, but it's like nothing is written in stone these days. Even the camera never does lie, as we've pointed out previous ones. Parents swing at naked man accused of him trying to touch their children inside a J.C. Penney store. Disturbing footage shows a hulking man wandering naked through J.C. Penney, with parents chasing him down and attacking him while accusing him of trying to touch their kids. Just weird sights that you see in J.P. Penney, which is basically like the American version of John Lewis, but you don't know, do you? San Francisco paying $12,000 per month for homeless RVs, while tech workers sleep in £700 pods. San Francisco is pouring millions of dollars into RV parks for the homeless, while young people trying to get a break for the craze are being reduced to living in a 4-foot high by 3-foot wide pod for $700 a month. It does seem fair, doesn't it? If you're not doing anything, not contributing to society, they'll dig you out. And if you are contributing to society, you have to pay your own way. Huge fire breaks out in UK International Airport, injuring 5 and leaving 25,000 travellers stranded. It was another fire in a car park. I say another fire in a car park. If you remember, we covered one. It was either a year or 2 years ago in Liverpool, next to the arena there on the docks, that caught fire and basically destroyed loads and loads of cars. Well, this is in Luton. Now, either there's some cars that just catch fire. There was original thoughts that it was an electric car. It turns out it wasn't an electric car at all. It was a diesel car, and it's very unusual for diesel cars to catch fire. However, if you're in a car park and it catches fire, then the fire spreads to other cars, and then they explode, and that spreads and spreads and spreads. And the aftermath of it was something out of a horror book. It was just horrendous. Dog dubbed Cheeto rescued after 3 days with head stuck in a bucket of cheese balls. A dog nicknamed Cheeto was rescued after wandering for 3 days with a container of cheese balls stuck on its head. He is now looking for a permanent home, according to a Michigan animal shelter. So basically, the dog was hungry, so he'd have some Cheetos or cheese balls. Got his head stuck in the jar, and it took 3 days to get it off. I mean, what were they doing for 3 days, poor thing? It's a good job they're not airtight, isn't it? Otherwise you'd just suffocated. 13,000 migrants released onto streets of San Diego after the shelter space has run out. So basically, we've got an issue with migrants. It's nothing compared to America, however America's a lot bigger. But it turns out that they are now actually not even bothering doing anything with them. They're just taking them to cities and dumping them on the streets. What could possibly go wrong? Again, I say, particularly in the UK, if anyone is guilty of a crime, who is an illegal migrant and has been housed by the government should be held to account, as much as the perpetrator of said crime, and all charities involved in it as well, because they're the people who are encouraging people to come here. If we make it less welcoming for them, fewer will come. But I know it's like, oh yeah, come here, we'll sort you out, we'll put you in a 4-star hotel. Anyway, Missouri man breaks world record after turning a giant pumpkin, you're wondering what that was, into a bowl and rowing for 38 miles. It was a 1,293 pound pumpkin, so about half my body weight. 39 miles, that's pretty impressive. You think as well, it'd be a bit, wobbly. Biden leads Trump in 2024 popular vote, but trails Haley and DeSantis in poll. Means nothing. Until people actually go and vote, it means nothing. Lots of people have said to me that they like the Labour Party, and when we have an election, they were going to vote Labour, but now they're not sure because they don't understand what Keir Starmer stands for. And I'm like, well, if there's an election today, I'd vote Tory, and I hate the Tories at the moment. I think they're terrible, but at least I know how crap they are. Whereas with Keir Starmer, it's just terrifying what he's going to do. US confirms Egypt warned Israel 3 days before the Hamas attack. Now, the conspiracy theorist in me is thinking that Israel wants to get rid of Hamas and wants to reclaim a lot of land back and sort things out once and for all. And is there a possibility that they may have decided to let an attack happen so that they can go in there and smash them to pieces legitimately, and all the world will support them? I know it's out there, but yeah, that's where my head's at. Hollywood studios break off strike talks with actors who slam bullying tactics. Now, I support these actors more than I support junior doctors. I know, even I can't get my head around that. But yeah, these actors are basically, okay, a lot of them are multimillionaires, obviously, but a lot of them are not. A lot of them are struggling, they're extras, they're all that kind of thing, and they can be replaced by AI nowadays. And even famous actors can be recreated by AI, as we've seen with, what's he called, Paul Walker in the Fast and Furious movies. Obviously he passed away suddenly, unexpectedly, in the Porsche crash a few years ago, but has still appeared in a couple of movies since, because they can do that now with the technology. And the thing is that actors are saying, well, you'll be able to do anything with my image and with my voice, because you can recreate it and make it do anything you want, and then you don't need us anymore. But you could also make my likeness do something that I don't support, or I don't believe in, or other people could get hold of it and make videos of me doing stuff that are very wrong. Sorry, everything disappeared then off the screen. That threw me. But yeah, I support the strikers of the actors, because they need to make sure that, you know, it's not just the big guys, it's not just the multi-million-dollar people, it's the little guys who are in the background who need the money. Bigfoot spotted in Colorado in broad daylight, and it's all on camera. We're convinced, and thankfully they've circled it for you. Yeah, I'm going to call BS on that one. I thank you very much. Let's move on. France uses tear gas on banned pro-Palestinian rally as Macron calls for calm. French police used tear gas and water cannon to break up a banned rally in support of the Palestinian people in Paris on Thursday, as President Emmanuel Macron urged the French to remain united and refrain from bringing the Israeli-Hamas conflict home. That's the problem you've got, isn't it? More so with people moving all the way around the world. And this is what I said a few weeks ago about the illegal immigrants coming into the UK. You know, I joked about, you know, when in India or Pakistan play England at the Oval, there's many people born in Britain with heritage from those countries who support those countries in the sport. Now, it's only a game of cricket or whatever, but could that end up at being some kind of war level if things escalate? New York City man who jumped into 9/11 memorial has mental health issues, families say, that the city refused to treat him. Obviously, to jump that far down, because it's a long way down, you know, and at that monument, you've got to have some problems. Why does no one have a phone on them when they spot Bigfoot or Nessie, etc.? Always filmed on a potato. Yes, exactly, Luke Williams. Welcome, by the way. It's absolutely bonkers. New York City saw record numbers of migrants arrive last week. A record number of migrants flowed into the Big Apple last week, with city officials logging nearly double the daily average of asylum seekers. Nearly 3,900 migrants arrived in New York City over the 7-day span ending on Sunday, according to City Hall data. The Big Apple has now got more than 126,700 since the start of the crisis in 2022. More than 64,000 of those migrants still remain in the city's care system. So yeah, everyone's struggling with migrants. And again, is it the powers that be higher than the governments, higher than the councils, who are basically trying to dilute the populations of countries into like a more of a world population, and therefore make them easier to control? Or not? North Korea has shipped thousands of weapons to Russia. I mean, you know you're in desperate straits if you're relying on North Korea's weapon stocks to fight a war, illegal, in Ukraine. And finally, cyclists take gold and silver in Chicago's women's races. Who'd have thought? Two transgender cyclists took home gold and silver at a women's cycling event in Chicago, sparking fresh controversy as only one biological female made the podium. Tessa Johnson, 25, won first place of the women's single speed and cat half categories of the Chicago Cyclocross Cup, while Evelyn Williamson, 30, placed second in the single speed contest. Their efforts left only one biological female on the podium for the single speed race. Yeah, if you're going to be transgender, and as long as you're over 16 or 18, that's fine, you can do that, but why don't we just have transgender classes? Because when they get buried when they die and they get dug up again in a few hundred years' time, they're not going to be, oh, this was a transgender woman. They're going to see a man's body, and it's just, well, skeleton, it's just weird. And meanwhile, Biden repeats the same story word for word, just minutes apart, raising fresh concerns about age and fitness for office. You thought I'd forgotten, didn't you? No. And that is it for America. It's very quiet, to be fair, because a lot of the news, what's going on there with that flag? A lot of the news is about, about what's going on in Israel. So it kind of, no, what are you doing? There we go, that's what I want, that's what I want. It's really doing me head in. Oh, look a bit, I look better there, don't I? I like that. I'm not sure. Oh, that's going, oh no, that's going now, isn't it? Oh, there you go. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Just bear with us, I'll sort it out for next week. It's just doing me head in now. Let's go for gamma, shall we? Well, at least I don't look dead anymore. That's something. Smoothness, whoa. Why is it whenever you mess with anything on a computer it takes you like 5 years to figure it out again? It's just so damned annoying. It's so annoying. Doing a Captain Kirk, yeah, I'm going from America to Australia. Alright, mate. Again, what is going on? What is going on with these things? I don't understand what is going on with this chair thingamabob. Okay, I'm going to try something, just bear with me a moment, or 3, or 2, or 1. Oh, nearly fell over. Oh, I did fall over. Oh no. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. That's absolutely no better whatsoever, if anything. I look like I've gone into, I don't know, fallen into a hole or something. To go away. That's not better, is it? That's better. Right, maybe it's just that light that's doing me. Go away. That better? That's better. No, it's not. Oh, for God's sakes. Did-dum. looks much better. Just need to get rid of that thing at the back. There we go. I don't understand where that's coming from. Anyway, I've had enough of messing around with this, so let's just carry on, shall we? Carry on regardless. Put this down as one of the worst ones I've ever done at this, so if it's the first time you've joined us, I do apologise. It's just going horrendously wrong today, and I don't understand quite why. Anyway, we're in Australia, who cares? Let's just go to Australia, shall we? Rattle through this and I'll spend the rest of the week sorting it out. Right then, so, oh no, need to do that. So yeah, around the world, different countries had buildings light up in the colours of the Israeli flag. Just because people are too scared to actually say anything against Israel, I don't know. But this is Australia, Canberra. Where was the first one? The first one was Melbourne. And then we had, should parking spaces be bigger? Well, yes. Because cars are getting dinted now because they're bigger and the parking spaces are from cars from like the 1970s. And also, if cars are getting heavier because they're battery powered, which is wrong anyway, what do they? Oh, got wind. The car parts are going to start collapsing because all the cars on it are electric, so which is wrong, but anyway. It's definitely time to make parking spaces bigger because cars are getting bigger, they're also getting heavier. So if you reduce the number of cars on a multi-storey car park in particular, and give more room for people to get in and out, less cars are going to get damaged and there's less chance of collapse or structural failure. Always check the toilet before you sit down. There's something funny in the dunny. A Queensland resident is lucky they looked into their toilet before using it, finding a large python coiled up in the toilet. Mass Santa shortage threatens Christmas. How can there be a mass Santa shortage? There's only one Santa and he's there on the picture. So yeah, I don't know what that's about. Skydiver dies days after attempt. Skydiver dies days after world record attempt in the USA. Dorothy Hoffner has died almost 2 weeks on from a potentially record-breaking skydive that could see her become the oldest person to ever jump from a plane. The 104-year-old apparently passed away in her sleep. But I mean, what a way to go, eh? I mean, obviously it was 2 weeks after that, but I mean, you know, what less things are going to do. Cities with the richest residents are revealed, and only one Aussie city made the list. They like the list in Australia. So the richest city in the world is New York, then it's San Francisco, then it's Los Angeles. 6th is Shanghai, 10th is Paris, 17th is Moscow, and 18th is Sydney. I've no idea where any UK cities are, but I'm pretty sure that Manchester and Liverpool wouldn't be featured. And the first time fat bear winner is crowned in the Alaska, USA. Look at that beast, look at the size of that thing. The votes are in, and for the first time 128 Grazer has taken the crown for the fattest bear this season at Kentami National Park in Alaska. She was introduced to the river in 2005 as a cub and has raised 2 litters of bear cubs since. So she's a bear that was in captivity, put into the wild, and look at the size of her. Jesus, that is a big bear. A big bear. I got a big bear. It's got no clothes on, it's a bear. Fat shaming. Well, they need to be fat, don't they? Because they're going in the I said in the dunny then. No, they're not going in the dunny. They're going in the hibernation thingamabob. Anyway, the and finally bit. This is the bit that makes me have a wry smile. Sometimes it makes me scream and shout, and other times it makes me go ah, and sometimes it makes me go huh. So yeah. Now watch people go for her. Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? You'll get the hunters now looking for her, which is Not a good thing. So, Banksy archives, you know, I'm a Banksy fan. I've been for a long while. I didn't realise how much until I went to see the exhibition in Salford. Have a look at the on the GM Buses playlist, of the one with the Banksy on it. But there's a picture of someone being, I never said touched up. Egyptian pharaoh who abolished God could be linked to ancient Mexican aliens. The ancient Egyptian pharaoh and father of Tutankhamun could have banished the old gods and brought in beings from outer space with recently uncovered bodies, now linked with the emperor. Yep, they're not going away, are they? They are not going anywhere. Nearly half of cat owners find their pets less annoying than their partner. Well, I don't have a partner, but yeah, I agree with that to a degree. Half of cat owners would rather spend time with their pet than their partner, and 1 in 3 believe their other half is sometimes gets jealous. Well, yeah, of course they do. And cats get jealous as well. Won't surprise me, it looks like an alien. It does look like an alien, you're right. Inside Banksy's feud with 6 foot 8 inches graffiti legend Robbo, who slapped him pub. Pub trip is reported to have ended in a slap being thrown at the faceless street artist Banksy, who many believe may have been unmasked in recent days due to a deflagration thing. Are you watching an advert? No, you're not. I'm going to skip the ads. There you go. Skip the ads. You nearly watched an advert then. I just saw the thing on the bottom of the screen and a bit of jiggery pokery and I've got it. But yeah, Banksy and Robbo are having a bit of a fight. Rachel Riley fumes as Londoners appear to celebrate Hamas terror attack. Rachel Riley, who is Jewish, went to Acton, West London, to buy some baklava from baklava from a local cafe, but was shocked to find celebrations in the street over terror attacks on Israel. Worst things we ever invented as a species, religion and money. Yeah, I've turned the ads off. Quite interesting. In 2022, the average speed of a car in central London was around 9 miles per hour. In 1908, the average speed of a horse-drawn carriage was 10 miles an hour. So in 114 years, the average speed has gone down by 1 mile an hour. They call it progress. It's great, isn't it? Meanwhile, KFC launches new mouth-watering fries, and customers can get them for free. The all-new signature fries from KFC are inspired by the world-famous original recipe. To celebrate the launch, the fast food giant is creating the world's first fry swatter to keep wandering hands away. Like a fly swatter. She went to buy balaclava. That's the story. Yeah, I've never heard of baklava or whatever it is, because I don't do coffee or anything like that. Evidence of the biggest ever solar storm, 14,300 years ago, found in tree rings. Scientists have uncovered the evidence of a massive solar storm in the trunks of ancient French trees in a state of semi-fossilization, which has helped uncover more of the mysteries of the sun. The main mystery of the sun is why people buy it, because it's such a bad paper. Bloke won half a marathon after stag do session and 4 hours of sleep, which is quite impressive. The 11-man stag party binged on booze and Chinese food that went on all day, and then to a bar crawl, leaving Ollie with only 4 hours sleep before he dragged himself up to run the half marathon, which he won. So there you go, that's preparation, isn't it? Preparation. Bloke who became dog, plays Nintendo and convinces rivals he's real. A bloke who spent more than 12.5 grand on an elaborate lifelike border collie costume so he can live his life as an animal showed how he plays his Nintendo Switch as a canine. Oh yeah, hang on a minute, I don't care. 6 video games banned in the UK after being deemed too gruesome and sexual. Violent, graphic and sexual video games are often the centre of controversy, but some were so bad that the UK authorities saw the game banned and unbuyable for a number of reasons. It's I thought when I read that at first it's stuff that's gone on recently, but it's stuff that's went on in the past. Eerie photo shows glowing ring in most credible UFO evidence of all time. In 1971, a family, small town of Delphos, Kansas, claimed they witnessed a UFO land in their farm and leave behind an eerie glowing ring scorched into the ground. Yep, that's proof for me. I admitted that picture was taken in 1971, so we can't complain it's not in 4K. World peace hanging by a thread as act of revenge could trigger World War III. Missile strikes in Israel could be what breaks world peace, with Professor Anthony Glees warning wars spanning most of the world could be triggered and world peace is hanging by a thread. I'm not so sure myself, but you never know. World War III fears as Putin, Chechen warlord, says he's ready to join war on Israel. Razumir Kadyrov, Russian President Vladimir Putin's favourite warlord from the Chechen region, has bizarrely taken on Telegram, which is their social media platform, to offer peacekeepers while also siding with Hamas terrorists. What could possibly go wrong? Oh yeah, it already has, and here he is. Terminally ill Putin's death imminent as body doubles geared to step up. Vladimir Putin's death is imminent, but Russia will go on with a body double, according to controversial Russian Telegram channel that has long claimed he's terminally ill. Now the thing is, there was a running joke with Brezhnev, and he was a leader in the 80s, 70s, 80s, and the running joke was he was dead, but no one dared tell him because he was leader of the USSR as it was then. I created the XL Bully. They're built like bodybuilders, but are misunderstood. XL Bully creator Dave Wilson for Virginia crossed an American Staffordshire Terrier with an American Bulldog and other dogs to create the relative new breed in the 1990s. Well, what a nice man he is. That was sarcasm, by the way, just in case you didn't get it. There's more of these than anything else. Navy officers saw a 300-foot triangle UFO above house which blasted out radiation. A serving US Navy officer claims to have seen a huge triangular UFO hovering over his house, and the radiation that came from it left his car looking strangely milky. Maybe he just got a bit too excited and was stood too near the car. I don't know. That isn't a picture of it because that's too good a picture. That's a Crime Watch recreation. Meanwhile, security tightened for the final day of the Labour conference. This is following the glitter attack on Keir Starmer, which didn't actually make it more interesting or even brighter, to be fair. So yeah, they've put a what looks like a what's it or a no, it's oh, what are them ones called? Oh, really spicy corn things. Anyway, they've put one of them in the door, and that'll stop the bad people getting in. It just really likes cars, yes, exactly. We're all living in Matrix-style simulation created by aliens, says a professor. Physics professor Melvin Vopson claims this research indicates we might all be characters in a Matrix-style simulation reality created by an advanced species of alien. Yep. I tell you what, if I was in a AR, I'd want my money back. If I was in a VR, and this is my life, jeez, well, that's my future life, I think. Mum of UK's heaviest man admits she was soft on the 47-stone son addiction to kebabs, weighing a staggering 47 stone. 33-year-old Jason Holton is Britain's heaviest man. Mum Lisa isn't sure if there's anything she could have done differently, but admit being too soft on him. I mean, you know, yeah, let's have some dogs. On the last day of pool season, before they drain and clean the pools, dogs are allowed to play and splash around. So it's basically dog day, so all the kids have been in during the summer, and on the last day, which I think is really nice, they let the dogs go and have a play. And the video, the dogs are absolutely loving it. They think it's fantastic, running around, chasing each other, jumping on things, and it's a feel-good video. If you get a chance, watch it. UK scramble RAF, Navy and Marines to protect Israel from further attacks. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak confirmed the RAF, Navy and Royal Marines will be all sent to Israel to protect its civilians from horrific attacks from the terrorist organisation Hamas. However, the horrific attacks on the Gaza Strip by Israel is fine. I don't get it. UFO expert gives cryptic clue to location where crashed alien ship is stored. A giant alien spacecraft, too large to be moved, is concealed beneath a well-known building somewhere in the world, according to noted investigative journalist Ross Coulthard. Of course, he doesn't say where it is, because that would give it away, wouldn't it? What he's probably done is probably found either the old original spaceship from Close Encounters of the Third Kind, or Alien, or something else, which is in storage somewhere. Or he's been playing too much Grand Theft Auto when they did have a massive space alien crashed in the square where all the concrete squares and things are when it first came out, and then they removed it for some reason. I think NASA wanted it back. But yeah, absolute nonsense. GP explains whether too much patient can cause erectile dysfunction. Dr. Neil Patel, a GP at Lloyd's Pharmacy, online, has dispelled popular myths about erectile dysfunction, including whether too much nation can cause it. Well, I would have thought, not that I'm an expert on these things, and I know it's not a muscle, but surely if it's being used for whatever reason, it'll be better than if it's not used for whatever reason. The stuff we get through on this thing, I tell you, it's insane. Dopey dealer busted after baiting police, posing with a spliff and a wad of cash. A phone found at a property contained messages showing it had been used to arrange drug deals in the city of the dealer, known in certain circles by the nickname Brag. And yeah, he was obviously bragging, and he's got in. Meanwhile, the scariest cat in the world. Your cat will eat you within hours if you die at home, starting with your head. Small dogs, and especially cats, are the worst offenders, say specialist death investigator Toby Savoy, with some owners' entire heads being eaten before their body is discovered. Silence better just not even think about it. She's outside at the minute, so she can't hear me, so I think I'm safe. Phil Spencer of Xbox fame says today's a good day to play. We officially welcome Activision Blizzard King to Team Xbox. Together we'll create stories and experiences that bring players together in a culture, empowering everyone to do their best work and celebrate diverse perspectives. It's not what we need. So many stories to tell, so many characters to meet, so many worlds to explore. Yeah, basically Microsoft has now owns Activision Blizzard, who make Call of Duty and other such games. News, this is Wigan News. We can exclusively reveal that Hindley and Plattbridge are locked in secret merger talks. The newly named Hindley Was could be announced as soon as Monday. The joke in Wigan is that Plattbridge is known as Platt Was. So if they're merging with Hindley, it would be Hindley Was, you see. See what they've done there, because it's a merger. Genius. Oh, calm down, everyone does it. A town in Iceland paints 3D zebra crosswalks to slow down speeding cars. I have to admit, it's kind of genius. But if they're coming from the other way, it won't make any difference, would it? Unless it's a one-way street. But then if you're really thick, you turn around and then go the wrong way down a one-way street. It's just flawed. No Frills Garage in posh part of London is yours for a whopping £250,000. Chelsea might be a sought-after location for Londoners, but the cost of a 3-bed townhouse in Halifax, you're looking at being the proud owner of a lone garage. Basically, the garage is, that's it, it's just a property like that. It does look real. It does look real. It is genius. Cat that predicts death cuddles nursing home residents right before they pass and then eats their heads. No, no. According to doctors at a nursing home, a feline named Oscar successfully predicted over 100 deaths by cuddling up to the residents just hours before they passed away. By cuddling up, he means lacerating the neck and sleeping on the face. I mean, it's a cat. She isn't predicting anything. And why have you called a female cat Oscar? A massive bear caught on CCTV breaking into home before making off with a lasagna. Helena received a notification telling her there was motion in her home while she was at work, and when she checked her phone, she watched a massive bear stealing her lasagna from her freezer. I mean, a frozen lasagna. You think at least it'd pop it in the oven and warm it up a bit, or at least defrost it. They were allergic to cats. Yes, Luke Williams, that's what I was thinking as well. Chunks of blubber rained down on a beach after a whale was blown up with dynamite. People ran for their lives as pieces of the 8-ton sperm whale were sent flying to the air, with one so big it flattened a car. The epic fail was caught on camera by a local news team. Now, I don't know whether that's a recent one or whether it's the one from years ago, but either way, it's always worth repeating because it is funny. Meanwhile, 5 sex positions for lads with small penises that promise intense pleasure. So I'm definitely going to have to look this one up. Looking to jazz up your life instantly. It doesn't matter how you measure up down below, as there are so many sex positions that'll transform your bedroom antics. So there you go, lads. If you're as you know as I am, then yeah, let's all follow that link, shall we, and see what we can do. Oh dear me. And that is it for finally, which leads us to breaking news. Ding 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 ding. Oh no, that's Bonanza, isn't it? Yeah, it's the wrong one. Did I move then? I did. That's cool. I moved. I'm moving too much. Right then, so breaking news. What's been going on while I've been on air? Well, I've completely messed up the whole thing, so that's a start. It's 7 degrees and cloudy. It's definitely gone colder, hasn't it? Labour and Lib Dems in Labour and Lib Dems in bitter battle over mid-Bedfordshire by-election. Labour and Lib Dems in bitter battle over mid-Bedfordshire by-election. Jesus Christ. Look how much drink I've had. I've only had a couple of sips and there's a fly in there. Get out my drink. It wasn't in my drink, it was on my glass. Swine. So, NHS reveals minimum temperature should heat your home and never go below. But it doesn't tell you what it is. You have to click on it, and I'm not doing that. State pension could rise by £200 a week. Check what you get and when. I must admit my mother's now struggling because of everything's gone up in price and her pension hasn't. 3 new retails arrive in Peterborough's Westgate. Don't care. 3 COVID symptoms to look out for as new variant hits. I'm pretty sure I've had it already. New driving laws require motorists to check number plates and vehicle registration because there's a lot of illegal number plates out there. Prevent indoor window conversation with 5 easy fixes. Luton Airport car park fire, more than 16,000 customer queries made after the blaze. Williams chief issues Lawson verdicts as FIA announced ruling and key contract renewal until 2025. Is it safe to have the COVID and flu vaccine together? I've not had either. DVDs are slowly dying, but it's best by who may kill them off entirely. Alright, okay, that's an American thing. We don't need to worry about that. DVDs are not slowly dying. I'm actually selling more DVDs now than I was a year ago. Okay, that's because I didn't have a shop a year ago. I mean, metaphorically speaking, that's what I'm on about. I think the fly's been drinking my drink. Red Bull confirmed signing of talented driver for 2024, but I don't know whether they'll replace. Well, they might. Oh, I don't know. Will they? Won't they? Oh, I don't know. There's roadworks on Gaza Road. Benjamin Netanyahu declares next stage is coming. George and William see Wales crash out of a Rugby World Cup in France. BBC, we've already covered that one. 9 million settlements. Okay. All right. Okay. Julie Andrews is in her final days, and she's listening to beloved show tunes and savouring life's simple joys, which is sad. Julie Andrews, yes. Famous figures who died from coronavirus. It's lovely. Hotel inspector, owner of Yorkshire Coast business bar Noir and Boutique, believed boutique feared closure before Alex Police visited, and is now turned around and bookings increase, but they do, don't they? S Club cancel show on second night of the tour, saying it simply cannot proceed. So they've all fallen out again. They did that tribute to their late comrade and partner. No, there wasn't 1,600 cars in that car park, but there was, I think, 2,500 or something daft like that. I reckon it was just people ringing up being nosy, myself. Anyway, that is it for what a week that was this week. And a very weird one for me. Didn't really work very well. Yeah, we've got 7 views at the minute. We've had 4 likes. We've had 37 views overall. Average is 11.29. Been on for 1 hour and 8 minutes. So a quickie tonight because there's not a lot of news. It's all the same thing that's in the news on everywhere. So a big shout out to Daniel Vernon, Angela O'Kane, Alan Barton, Matt Francis, JT and Rachel. It's a short one tonight, JT, so don't think you can go on your break yet, because you listen to this as a podcast when you're at work. Luke's still there, Angela and Alan, and that's it. So yeah, that is it. Thank you very much for watching, even if you still are. And all being well, I will see you again next time. So yeah, I'll be seeing you. Thanks for watching, and bye. See what I did there? He's watching, and